The Vikings go to Dublin and will find a familiar face.
He still has it. He can still make every throw.
Martha Zachary will be in Dublin to celebrate her 96th birthday.
At the end of the day, how many people say, what did I learn new today? And there's always something.
Micah Parsons meets his former team. So does the Rutgers quarterback when he plays the Gophers. A local quarterback spends part of his week taking chemotherapy treatment.
My diagnosis was a late stage 2 unfavorable Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Kickoff countdown starts now. Welcome to the show. The Vikings departed Minnesota airspace about 90 minutes ago. Next stop, Dublin, Ireland. Time to reacquaint themselves with one Aaron Rodgers. They beat him last year in London, and they had the long-term rivalry, of course, when he was in Green Bay. Few in the NFL has played more games against him than guess who? The hitman, Harrison Smith.
He's a very unique player to play against just because the way he plays the position and the things he's able to do just with his awareness and kind of his efficiency, even when stuff you don't notice, just his ball handling, his fakes, stuff like that.
Speaking of reacquainting, the game of the week in the NFL is Sunday night. Micah Parsons returns to Dallas, a Green Bay Packer. He spent this week just talking big game, not revenge game.
I just feel like my fuel's always been trying to be the best player. And, you know, when you got a good team and you got to beat them and you got to show up in a primetime game, this is the moment that you got to be your best player.
Well, she is 95 years old, will turn 96 on Saturday in Dublin. Martha Zachary is a huge Vikings fan, brought into football by her husband, her sons, her grandsons, and her great-grandsons. We caught up with her before she boarded a plane for some of Martha's lessons on football, aging, and life.
I will be 96 on Saturday.
That's right. Martha Zachary is ready to celebrate. Wait until you find out how in a minute. Sit with her, and it's a history lesson. Her late husband played football for the Gophers in the early 50s before a career at 3M. Oh, he loved the game.
He was he enjoyed football, he enjoyed playing it, and he was very aggressive.
In 1961, they bought this property in the suburbs, but it took some work. See, African Americans were not welcome everywhere then. In 1961, you bought this land and this house, but you couldn't do it the traditional way. What'd you have to do?
Well, we had a friend that my husband worked with, bought the lot for us, and then we bought it back from him.
He bought the lot because you were African American, and then he sold it to you?
Well, yeah, we had tried to buy other lots, and it seemed we'd put earnest money down, and for some reason, the next day the lot was no longer for sale.
They had 5 children, 4 sons. She learned to love football because she did not have a choice.
If you wanted to do anything, it had to be around football or some sport activity. I had no choice.
She even has a grandson, Marcus Freeman, who won a Super Bowl with the New York Giants. You went to his games. You saw him play in the Super Bowl.
I saw him play in the
Super Bowl. And
at
Notre Dame.
Correct.
She loves to play cards.
I play bridge at 4 different places now.
Okay.
But the Wednesday one...
The Wednesday one's the one that talks a lot of Vikings?
Well, yeah.
And she has a great-grandson, Stephen, who, like many of the other descendants, starred in football in high school and has a successful business now. He got a text this summer from great-grandma.
When you get a text message, mind you, a text message from a 95-year-old saying, I want to go to Dublin, who's going to say no to that, right?
Absolutely. That's right. Why not? 2 years ago, they went to London to watch the Vikings beat the New Orleans Saints.
Let's his kick on the way! And it is off!
See, in her world, it's about staying alive by staying curious.
When you get my age, nothing's new. You've done all the things you wanted to do. So for me, I want new experiences. You know, I don't want to be like, been there, done that, and got the t-shirt to prove it. I got enough t-shirts.
Yep.
I just want to do it and get there.
And there it is, the key to aging, the key to life.
You've got to have something to look forward to. And a lot of people don't have anything to. My thing, and look for new things. You know, like at the end of the day, how many people say, what did I learn new today?
Yep, if you see these plates, it's Margaret, although she's cut back on her driving. And you still drive?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I don't drive the freeways, though.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's Margaret Zachary, the matriarch that keeps setting the example.
And to have someone that's, 95, going to be 96 years old, and able to articulate so succinctly all of her experiences and the history that she's had and our family's had, it's something special.
Yeah, some of what you just saw is from their flight to London, where they landed tonight before moving on to Ireland. Happy birthday, Martha. Steve Urban is a legendary travel agent for sports. He's got a group in Ireland, and we found him in, of all places, an Irish pub. Steve Urban, tell me where you are and what you're doing in Dublin right now.
We've been all over the ferries, the islands, and I'll tell you what, if you've never been to Ireland, you're missing out in life. These Irish people are fabulous.
Is it true that they have pubs there?
Well, we didn't drown, so it must be a boat.
What's this crew like? Are you guys enjoying Ireland leading up to the game? What are you doing out there?
We're staying on K Street. Now think about K Street. It goes about a quarter of a mile with bars and restaurants. I can't imagine these Viking fans.
Go Vikes. Thousands of fans are bound for Dublin this weekend. Here's all you need to know from our fellow Vikings fans across the pond.
Croke Park on a championship Sunday in July this may well be. However, fans who normally pack the terraces and stands of this ground won't be familiar with these surroundings, as American football has taken over the GAA headquarters.
It's a game 28 years in the making, and this time Coach O'Connell and his Vikings have the invitation. As for the fans, bags are packed, passports in hand, and after a successful weekend hosting college football, it's now time for the pros to invade the Emerald Isle.
This may have been a friendly, but no one was holding back.
Now, it may not be the first time the league has set foot on the pitches, mainly held for Gaelic football matches, but it will be the first regular season game, as Dubliners will recognize the familiar colors of the classic black and yellow of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who played a preseason game against the Chicago Bears in the summer of 1997. It goes without saying, enough time has passed for it to feel new again.
With the Dublin games, this is brand new territory. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. Going to bring the energy. It's going to be fun times.
Fans like Richard and Tom, co-presidents of the Vikings UK and Ireland fan club, who were in town last weekend, they say they're excited to welcome Minnesotans to Ireland and want to help ensure fans have a great time, while being respectful to a culture that may be new to American football customs.
Just be respectful and enjoy the surroundings. Don't be too loud.
But feel free to pack the horns and the war paint. Dublin won't mind.
If you've got a costume, please wear it. We want to see it.
The city, well, small enough to walk, big enough to party.
And it's just a really nice city to walk around, Don't necessarily go by the guidebook. Follow your instinct and, you'll find a place with live music. No more than you guys are Minnesota nice, you'll find that Irish people are very friendly and Dubliners are very friendly. And I think they'll be very welcoming to the travelling supporters, both from the Steelers camp and from the Vikings. Experience the history, experience the culture.
Bottom line, Vikings fans can bring the purple pride. Dublin will bring the party. Together it should be history in the making. With photojournalist Nick Luneman, Mike Max, WCCO Television News. He was the quarterback they groomed to replace Tanner Morgan. Then he left for Rutgers, beat the Gophers last year, and plays them again this Saturday. Life in college football these days. Ethan Kaliakmanis comes back. He's developed into a pretty solid quarterback. He can throw it, and he has his old Gopher offensive coordinator Kirk Soraka with him now. Threw for 330 yards in a loss to Iowa last week. His former team will plan to be aggressive.
Oh, super important. He's a really good quarterback. He played here once, and I'm excited to play against him. It's fun. We keep in touch usually, so it's fun to play against him. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, it's important. Like any other game, it's important to get home to the quarterback.
The reigning MIAC Offensive Player of the Week is Jack Curtis, and he's making a case to be Carleton College's best all-time quarterback. But this summer, his life changed. Now he's trying to keep on playing, and that's saying something. Ren Clayton has his story.
A warm fall day, 6 touchdowns, nearly 500 yards passing, leaving it all on the field. 2 days later, chemotherapy. Jack Curtis, Carleton College's starting quarterback, has been diagnosed with late-stage 2 unfavorable Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Earth-shattering, to be honest. Especially being young, you hear the word cancer and I immediately think the worst.
Early June of this year, back home in Charlotte, Curtis was having heart attack-like pains.
And the worst one happened at night. I really thought I was going to, something really bad was going to happen.
Within the week, he was biopsied. A tumor the size of an egg was removed. Then chemo began. Which brings us back here to the gridiron. Doctors said it would be practically impossible to play a senior season of football. He's doing it anyway.
He's like, I'm going to be all right, and I'm playing. I'm like, wait a second here. I just want to make sure that you're all right. And he's battled.
The latest scans found no active lymphoma cells, a great sign. But it's much too soon to declare victory. Curtis is likely not even halfway through treatment. He gets chemotherapy every other week. Still, he's started and played in the Knights' first 2 games.
I think the best way I could put it is I feel like a Hummer, to be honest. Yeah, I look big and strong, and I am big and strong, but I probably getting like 4 miles to the gallon. When I come back to the side after every drive, I got to sit down on the bench immediately, drink water. But when I'm on the field, the adrenaline helps me out.
A tenuous terrain. Mom feels it from Carleton's big bleachers.
Is there an added, worry when there's a hit just because of what's happening?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 1,000%. We just have to, trust in him and the medical staff, and then, the O-line too.
His line and entire contingent of teammates are there to support and gain perspective.
It's almost impossible not to be a little inspired. It makes you think of all the things that you're annoyed about, little things that you're like, I got to do that today. It's like, well, they seem a little smaller when they're, you put them in comparison.
This weekend is Carleton's crosstown rivalry with St. Olaf.
Hoping to get that back on Saturday.
Curtis will barely practice because on Monday he was getting another round of chemo.
Because I am blessed to be able to play. I know there's a lot of people who have cancer, much more aggressive stages. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Already, Curtis has noticed a change in how he plays football, how and why he competes.
It's been nostalgic for me stepping on the field and remembering things that happened in my past games and hoping to make memories with my receivers going forward in this season. Building that memory bank so when I'm sitting in the chemo chair, I can think of those good times and why I'm doing this.
So maybe it's less about leaving it all out there and more taking it all in of what the field, football, life has to offer. Ren Clayton, WCCO Sports.
That's your kickoff countdown for the week. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow, rate, and share. Join us every Friday wherever you get your podcast to discover what's at stake on game day, from the Vikings to the Gophers and beyond. And make sure to watch the live kickoff countdown Thursday nights at 10:15 on WCCO.